Tristan, if you weren't the Tristan that you are today, you know, if you had no status, no money, girls know who you are, would your approach to women, like what would your approach to girls be today? Because as you see, bro, guys today, they're not talking to women. It's freaking, you know, besides the birth rate, everything's down, everything's on a decline. How would you change your approach or everything? And like, what advice would you give? Like,
it is so hard out there in 2026. I remember being 18 in my hometown in Luton, just north of London, and pretty 18-year-old girls would get with me. You know, I had something different. I had a motorbike, a cheap motorbike, and I was a kickboxer. That was enough, right?
Yeah.
Because these 18-year-old girls who are my age at the time weren't exposed to what women are exposed to today. Unfortunately, if we were to time machine myself and these women into 2026, these same hot 18-year-old girls from Luton would have 100,000 Instagram followers with a blue tick, millionaires from London, millionaires from Dubai, millionaires from Miami would be in their inbox, you know, messaging them, trying to fly them out, trying to invite them over. And then suddenly the guy with the motorbike and an average kickboxing record isn't as tempting anymore. So I don't really know how to give advice on how to navigate the dating marketplace today, because when I did it as a younger man, it was literally a different planet. Girls would pick up their phone and they'd see a text message from me, and that cost me 10 cents to send, and they were blown away. Now a girl picks up her phone, she sees yachts, G-Wagon full of roses, private jet, goes in her DMs, there's football players, basketball players. It's all changed so much that unfortunately the only answer is, well, do your absolute best to stand out and become rich and successful and have status.
If you stood before God tonight, what do you think he'd say to you?
I can't possibly know, of course, is the answer. But I would like to think that he knows that I'm trying to make a positive change in this world. I'd like to think he knows that I've done my absolute best to instill at least some good qualities and good attributes in every single young man who listened to me. I'd like to think that he would tell me that I didn't waste the opportunity he gave me and the platform he gave me. I mean, for example, right now, as we sit here right now, I could be in a meeting right now that could make me a lot of money. And here I am instead, which, as fun as this is, isn't going to make me any money. I like to feel that he'd tell me I didn't waste the platform he gave me and the opportunities that he gave me to tell young men to be better people, stronger people, more disciplined people, everything that I do preach.
But Andrew and I were always so independent. I mean, I moved out of my mother's house at 15 years of age. When I started working in fast food. So I was renting a house with a bunch of Eastern European migrants who worked in my fast food restaurant. I was renting a room in a house. So I think after I turned 15, 16, you know, me and my sister didn't stay in touch too much. She stayed at my mom's house for a much longer period of time. You know, I was out there and, you know, trying to make something of my life in my own way.
So at 15, Tristan, you don't hear a lot of people at 15 saying, I'm gonna move out, where'd you get that from? Where was that?
Well, it wasn't that. In England, you finish high school typically at 16 years of age. But because I'm quite young for my year, I finished high school when I was 15. And I just needed a way to make money. I just needed to find a job somehow. So I found a job at it's called Pret. It's like a British sandwich chain. So I found a job there at the airports, and I just started making sandwiches and like making money that way. And some guy who's still a very good friend of mine to this day. He's from Slovakia. He was like, oh, someone just moved out of the rented room in my house. It's like $180 a month.
Oh, really?
180 British pounds a month for this room, this kind of box of a room in this house that they all shared. Do you want to move in? I was like, you know what? Why not? Didn't like living with my mom anyway. I just started discovering girlfriends and women. I thought I need my own space.
Yeah.
So I was probably almost 16 when that happened. But yeah, I was very young when I decided to, you know, try and make something of myself. I was just sick of being broke.
And so at 15 you're doing that. What's Andrew doing at this point?
Andrew's working in a fish market.
Well, every conversation my brother and I have ever had when we were broke somehow revolved around money, and we've run many businesses that did well for a little bit, then failed. We've tried to launch projects using the last of our money.
And you were always doing this together, right?
Always together. I couldn't have imagined it any other way. We tried to bring various drinks we like from Eastern Europe to sell in UK supermarkets, set up meetings, invested all of our last money in this project. Everyone told us no. Failed. We had this idea once to set up a system where people could run, remember those competitions, or win a vacation, text this to this number. We tried to middleman that and allow other people to run text competitions on a premium rate phone line that we set up. And we set it up and tried to market it, lost all of our money. Once again, we were broke eating ramen noodles. So we've tried everything. I mean, we've done all sorts of failed and successful businesses over the years. And I think it was just persistence that got us there. A lot of people are going to get, you know, kicked in the nuts and take a fall, and they're going to let it beat them down. You know, Andrew's lost very important kickboxing matches. Did he quit fighting then? Did I quit fighting when I got my ass kicked a couple times? No, you don't. You just have to continue, because in life, there are only winners and losers. There are no participation trophies. There's no, stickers and everyone's invited to have a good time. Life is hard, and everyone in life is actually trying to play the same game. I would say, yeah, absolutely. Get a commission-only sales job. Get a sales job that offers you no basic salary, because it teaches you lots of things. One, the art of sales and closing the deal and actually bringing money in is very important. But two, it teaches you work ethic and hunger. Because when I worked commission-only sales jobs, it was a matter of, I'm not going to eat unless I sell these windows. And, I'd take a 3-hour drive down to whichever house I was going to give the presentation in. I'd sit there, stare in the mirror, splash some water on my face, snap into sales mode, and knock on the door and then make my presentation. And I was very, very good. And yeah, sales is a skill that Andrew and I have even to this day, but you have to understand absolutely everything, from the camera that's recording me to the chair I'm sitting on to this wooden paneling. There's somebody in every single company that makes everything that is somehow in charge of sales and marketing. So just think about things. Think about the items around you in the room. Think about the items you use every day. When you go and buy something, why did you buy it? Why did you buy it, and who convinced you to buy it? You could be ordering a coffee from Starbucks. Why? Why are you ordering the coffee from Starbucks? Who behind the desk of Starbucks HQ all those years ago sat and came up with the strategy that made you know what the brand is about and go there and actually buy their coffee? Obviously, boycott Starbucks, but that's just an example. But think about it when you buy things. Think about your reason for buying them. And then your mind will start thinking a lot more like a salesman. Yeah, sales is definitely the field you should get into. It's the field you should get into, because no matter what you learn and no matter what skill set you actually develop on top of sales, you have to convince people to use your product or service one way or another. Andrew and I are very good at sales, but anything you learn inside of the real world, even, whether it be AI content creation, that's all well and good, and you could be the best in the world. But if you can't convince people to use your service and actually pay you money to do the things that you're good at, then it doesn't matter. It's all for nothing. So you should definitely get into sales.
From your perspective, who is Andrew to you, and maybe what are some strengths and things he does that the rest of the world doesn't see that you know?
Andrew is the hardest working man I've ever met. Even with the lifestyle he lives now, and as fun as it looks, and it is fun, and all the fun shit we do is real. Even if we are in a luxury hotel in the south of France where you're paying $10,000 per room, Andrew will be up at 7 o'clock in that hotel gym. He'll message me at 8:30 after wake up next to God knows who. Whiskey spilled all over the desk. But again, that inspires me. And he'll be like, emergency meeting in my room, emergency meeting. We always say that. So I'll go to his room. So
The whole world is
what's the emergency?
meeting.
And he'll bring up tiny issues with the business that, I could have slept on quite happily. But again, it's like me doing the exercise when he won't. It pushes me to be a better person. And Andrew will happily work 15, 16 hours a day and then go out and spend 4 or 5 hours having fun and blowing loads of money. It doesn't come from the sky. It's not magic. We're not trust fund kids. We didn't win the lottery. He is the hardest working man I have ever met. And the fact that I can even live with him and try to keep up is a testament to me, because it's difficult,
Because it's constant.
Yeah, and people don't see the work. Me and Andrew, we're in good shape. I don't post training videos and, fitness progress videos. I just do the work and let the results speak for itself. In terms of money and in terms of business and success, that's Andrew. Everyone's like, oh, well, how does he have all this money? I know why he has all this money, because he's sitting right there at that desk at least 10 hours a day, even when we're not on house arrest. He'll be out in the evenings having his fun, and that's what we'll show to the world. This whole, hey, look at me, I'm at my laptop and I'm gonna grind away for 6 hours. No one wants to see that on Instagram. No one wants to see that on social media. It's boring. They want to see you driving the Bugatti with a cigar in your mouth and a beautiful girl next to you. But that doesn't come without sitting at that desk for a good while first.
What's the worst financial decision you've ever made?
The worst financial decision I've ever made. Andrew and I had joint incomes most of our life. All the money would go in one pot, we'd use it for whatever we needed to do. And one time after a particularly successful day at the casino, a few weeks later, we realized we needed some money. We had about £20,000 left, and we needed to pay off this investment we'd made in Thailand, of all places. And I said to Andrew, you know what? Fuck it, just go to the casino and try and double it. And he came back broke. So me thumbs-upping that decision was probably the worst financial decision we've ever made, because people shit on us today, people who don't understand things. And in fact, I'll go deeper here. I used to work as a nightclub security guard. I used to drive a broken down car. I used to sleep in one room on a mattress on the floor, and I used to work for £100 a day at this nightclub in London. It's now long since closed down. And I'd see people spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on champagne. And I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, that's a years of money to me. and he's buying it on drinks. Not even drinking and pouring it out into the bucket and stuff. And I thought, these people are stupid. They're not stupid. I was stupid. Because what you have to understand is when I would take my £100 from my day's work and go out with Mark or Peter or any of my old friends and spend £100 in the pub, that's the equivalent of that millionaire spending 10 million in that nightclub. For me to take my £100 and have the time of my life for £1 would have been a great investment. But I didn't understand the difference between the ultra rich because I'd never tasted it. I'd never even seen it before I started working at the nightclub. So now people shit on me for making quote unquote stupid financial decisions. You know, Andrew bought me a gift for my birthday. I say bought me a gift. I mean, we have joint incomes, but he went, you know, Tristan, yeah, I'll thumbs up that. It was a $2.1 million Aston Martin DB5, a car from 1963 in almost mint condition. And people will look at me and be like, oh, you're going to drive that, put a bunch of miles on it? You're going to lose $1 million. You're stupid. I'm not stupid. You're stupid because you can't buy one. Oh, you bought a car for $4 million. Pfft, it's going to be worth $2 million soon. I'm investing my money in this. You don't have any money. Stop telling me I'm stupid because you don't understand how little this is to me. And it's a mistake that I made as a younger person. So when people say it to me online, I'm like, yeah, I get why you think that because I can look back on myself as a younger, more stupid person. And I understand while you're barking up at me, telling me that this was stupid or that was stupid, or again, the $20,000 in champagne, which I used to do, is stupid. These aren't bad financial decisions. The bad financial decision would be to not work as hard as I do, so I could never do this stuff in the first place. That's the poor financial decision. And again, you think that my mother doesn't eat. You think that my daughter doesn't have food. You think that I don't, have everything I need. Well, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't buy a car. I'd invest it in this. I've got much more than that, invested in better things than you're suggesting. So now they look at me as a man who makes poor financial decisions. But the true poor financial decisions are when I had £200 spending £150 down the pub. That was much more stupid than anything I do today. So yeah, telling Andrew he could gamble all of our money, that's probably the worst because that was all of our money. If I said Andrew go to the casino now and gamble $500,000 and he went to the casino and had a good time gambling and lost it, I wouldn't give a shit.
That's worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not worth it, but it wouldn't be a huge cataclysmic error that would haunt me in any way.
Now, you've become known as the talisman, which basically means good luck charm.
Absolutely.
You were given the name at 17 by an African man, Luke, right?
You've done your research.
Yeah, he worked at a sandwich shop.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he give you this name?
Because I was his good luck charm. I was very good at picking up women when I was out with him. I was 17, but I was living in England. 16 is the age when everyone starts going out and meeting partners, etc. And I've always thought of myself as a good person to have around in every regard. So I kind of embraced the nickname. He liked the fact that when he was out with me, and picking up women easier or whatever it is. But if you wanted to get involved in a business and you gave me 1% of the business, I'd probably benefit the business much more than the 1% you gave away because I'm involved in the project. Yeah. Whether it be a business, whether you get into a fight, whether you have any kind of problem with your wife or girlfriend and you ask me, I'm always that guy who's there for people. And I think that when you have an abrasive kind of tough guy image online, people don't see that side of me as such. But there isn't a single friend of mine or my brother or anybody who I hold in high regard who can't count on me 100% in every endeavor. Yeah. So that's why I've lent into the nickname and I still keep it to this day. It was my kickboxing name for ages just because I thought it sounded pretty cool.
Do you think having a purpose in your life is important? And if somebody growing up, male or female, feels like they don't have a purpose, how do they find their purpose in life?
So I feel like my purpose in life is to set a good example for young men in a world that doesn't have any good examples. But I don't think everyone is going to reach that level of enlightenment with their mission. Mm-hmm. And I don't think everyone should, because when I was 28, when I was 29, I was very happy. I was perfectly happy having not found what my purpose in life is. And you know what? I may think I know my purpose in life now. When I'm 40, I may realize it was actually something else and find something else. No, I don't believe life has to be a purpose. I just believe in making sure that you are happy and making sure that that happiness is spread as much as possible to the people you interact with and the people around you. That is a way to live a fulfilling life. You don't have to have a mission to live a fulfilling life, or a purpose. You could live, basically by yourself your whole life. But if you really enjoy yourself and you really enjoy this trip around the sun that we're all taking, and everywhere you go, you're polite and you're nice and you're kind, who cares that you didn't impact the world, You don't need a purpose.
What advice would you give to people who are just like chronic procrastinators? That are just not taking action?
Yeah, the advice is very simple. I have the perfect piece of advice for them. It's have fun staying poor. Have fun staying poor. You're never going to make it. I don't care. Because if you can't look at your Instagram and think, you know what, maybe I should get into shape. If you can't look at my Instagram and think, you know what, maybe I should make some money. And you literally, with all the inspiration shoved in your face nowadays, me and you are sitting in this luxury apartment in Dubai overlooking the ocean. Like, this is what we do. If you can't watch people like us and think I need to do something and you're a procrastinator, good. I don't care. Have fun staying broke. Because like, I need someone to wash my cars. I need people like you. So not everyone can make it to the top, and there's no help for those people who can't motivate themselves. If you can't pay your bills, you know, it's hard to pay your rent, you're eating the crappiest food, you're driving the crappiest car, all the beautiful women in the world don't look at you, you can't afford any nice clothing, and you're sitting around thinking, oh, well, you know, just a few more hours playing Fortnite, then that's your station in life, and enjoy it.
You said a long time ago that, or a while ago, that you would have hated that if Andrew went to prison without you.
Yeah.
How important is y'all's like loyalty and friendship to each other? I know we kind of talked a little bit about it earlier, but.
Well, it's not just, I guess, I could say it's the most important thing in my life, but that would not be necessarily true. It's the most important ingredient to the success that we've found. I don't think, and he wouldn't mind me saying, that there is an Andrew Tate today as you imagine without a Tristan Tate. And there's certainly no Tristan Tate without Andrew Tate. So I feel like, you know, always having a brother you love, who cares about you, who wants the best for you, who tries to motivate you. I think it was the extra momentum that we needed to escape the, quite frankly, horrible environment I grew up in. And I'm not sure anyone would know either of our names today if we didn't have each other. So that importance can never be understated.
Have you gone through a heartbreak?
See, I am so confident that all the decisions I make are correct, that I don't experience heartbreak. And this sounds arrogant. I feel like when you're looking at a chessboard, sometimes you have to sacrifice pieces to continue your position going well. And I look at where I am today and I'm thinking, yeah, good, whatever. I put this on a Instagram photo. I said, and everyone who I've ever lost is worse off without me. And that's how I genuinely feel. There was this one particular girl where I guess it was the closest thing I've ever had to a hard breakup. I was dating her, but we'd break up for stupid reasons all the time. Stupid reasons. I can't explain how stupid they were because I don't even remember how stupid they were. Like, I was going to take her for dinner. Andrew forgot his keys. It was the winter. Andrew's outside the house. All right, we'll turn around. But you said you were going to take me for dinner. What am I going to do? Leave Andrew outside for 3 hours? What a stupid, like, that stupid reason would spiral into an argument where we'd break up for 2 or 3 weeks. Now, I'm the kind of guy that if you break up with me, then good. You've got about 24 hours to make up with me, or there's going to be somebody else in my bed. Because if you're not, like, I think that would be very cruel as a man if I would somehow make an argument and break up with my girlfriend, then go sleep with other people, then get back with her. That would be some sort of trick, some type of manipulation. But if you're a chick and you want to break up with me, good. You got about 24 hours before there's someone else, at least around me. So don't waste, don't break up with me for stupid reasons. And this girl understood this very well, because every time she'd ever break up with me, there would always be someone. So essentially, we broke it up over, I remember the exact reason. I had a business meeting and she said, can I come? And I said, no. And she said, why? I said, because these are important people I'm meeting and no, you cannot come to the business meeting. And she goes, oh, well, please let me come. Please let me come. And I said, you know what? Okay, yes, you can come. So she gets dolled up, does her nails, does her makeup. We meet at a restaurant. These guys are from New York City. Bit fat, out of shape, older guys. They were like, yeah, I'm in Eastern Europe. I want to see some girls. I want to go to a strip club. So I said, okay, cool. We were eating at the restaurant for about 45 minutes. I said, okay, cool. You have to go home because I've got to take these guys out to a strip club. Well, why did you invite me if it's only 45 minutes? I was like, don't? Are you out of your mind? Well, you know, she was in the wrong and I was in the right and we broke up. Cool. Start sleeping with other women, obviously, as I do. Get back with this girl for about 2 days. And then this girl I was sleeping with says she's pregnant. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. It's an interesting situation to be in. So I straight up tell my girlfriend at the time, yeah, this girl's pregnant. And she basically gave me the choice. Well, okay, fine. Tell her to get rid of it and then we'll stay together. I'm like, oh, I see. So you think I'm going to literally kill a child for a woman who breaks up with me because of stupid reasons like this? I said, no. That was the choice I made. And it was but here's the thing. It was hard losing her, but it wasn't a hard choice. It was the easiest choice in the world. And now I have my daughter, who I love more than I'll ever love that chick. So
that was...
Yeah, that's the exact situation. Yeah, I've been through hard situations, but again, that's a binary choice. Like I would never have ever said to a girl, get an abortion so I could stick with some chick who doesn't respect me enough to not play stupid games. So it was hard losing her, I guess, but it wasn't hard at all to make the choice.
I think a lot of men should just embrace it. Like, it's a part of life, and it just makes you tougher.
It is.
What would you say are the top 5 things which a man could do to make himself more attractive to women?
I think number one has to be get in shape. It has to be get in shape. I mean, obviously you take getting in shape more seriously than almost anyone I know, but even myself, like I was out of shape at the beginning of this year because I had some problems with my arm that I was fixing and I couldn't train. I just looked at myself in the mirror, even though I wasn't in horrible shape, just thinking, Jesus Christ, this is abysmal. So and I think that the standard you set on yourself is what's attractive. Yes, the great body and the physical shape comes with it, but I feel like women are attracted to that in general. I mean, there are athletes, there are boxers who, they are a bit fat, MMA fighters, a lot of them, look at some of the heavyweights, are not in the best shape in terms of bodybuilding aesthetically, but the fact that they're up every day learning how to fight, working, training in the gym, it does something to your mind as well as your body that women find attractive. So that has to be number one. More attractive to women, learn how to talk, learn how to be funny, learn how to deal with women. Some people just have no idea how to speak to women and how to be around women. Understand that, I don't know how many this is, understand that male psychology and female psychology are very, very different. Some people with no experience with women, they will think that women think like men, which is one of the biggest mistakes that I think people make in general.
I think for me, what I've experienced is obviously being in shape can help.
That's super.
But that's not gonna get you
It's
all
not
the
because
way.
I know guys who are out of shape who get loads of beautiful.
Yeah, I think what has helped for me is just being able to have a conversation, be interesting, share stories, ask them questions, be funny.
Yeah, women love to talk about themselves.
Being funny is underrated as well. You don't have to try too hard, but have a little bit of sense of humor, make them laugh. If you can make them laugh, then they're yours.
Yeah, that's right.
Where do you see the world going in the next 5-10 years with the way you view the education system?
I think that, for the first time last year, it was reported in the United Kingdom that people who are non-university educated slightly overtook, in terms of income, people who are university educated. So when my parents were young, and probably when I was very, very young, the university degree was very well respected because people went to college and university with a purpose. I think people now do it without a purpose. They just, this is what I'm going to do next. I myself have no higher education. I finished school when I was 16, and I haven't spent a single day in any educational classroom since then. So I think it's more about a willingness to be educated than an obligation to go to college. And I think that a lot of people in the world are adapting to the modern world a lot faster than people who go to university and are reading from textbooks that are 10, 20, 30 years old. I think agency is going to be what divides the haves from the have-nots in the future, more so than any type of qualification. Because AI is replacing almost every single job you can think of to some degree. I mean, I've watched studies that AI is going to replace surgeons very soon. It's terrifying to think that, it's not terrifying to think a machine's going to do an operation on you. Machines do lots of things for us, but it's terrifying to think that all these people who spent all this money and all this time being qualified in this very specific skill are going to become obsolete. So I don't know what the world's going to look like. But I feel like the wealth divide is going to grow bigger. I feel like the middle class is going to evaporate what's left of it anyway. And you're going to have the haves and the have-nots. And what's going to separate them is the agency to take action more so than what they know.
So for people who are quite shy, are more introverted, do you have any advice for them when it comes to networking and getting themselves out there?
The same advice I have for procrastinators, because I was shy once. When I was 17, 18, I was shy. It wasn't so much with business networking because I didn't know anybody important, but I was shy to go up and talk to girls and stuff. And without the internet and without dating apps and all the little cheat codes that shy people use and men use now, they're crutches that people lean on, I just understood I'm not going to ever get laid if I don't go up and talk to that girl. So the advice I have for people who are too shy to put yourselves out there, too shy to approach women, too shy to, try to, pitch a business deal to somebody important, then good, have fun staying poor and lonely. Because especially when you're young, it's not easy and it does take some balls, but just go and do it anyway. The worst that people can do is say no. That was something in my mind, actually. People used to tell me that. Go talk to the girl. The worst you can do is say no. And that was it. Sometimes they'd say no. And that's the way it is.
And the what if will kill you afterwards.
The what if
you'll be
will kill you.
thinking,
The what if will absolutely
So yeah, and if you never are going to learn those skills and you're never going to take a shot in the dark, then good. Have fun staying poor and have fun staying lonely. And also, don't be retarded. Like, some people think I'll say this, and some people are so retarded they'll come up to me with like papers and be like, yeah, you said people didn't take the initiative, here's my business proposal. But I'm like, just leave me alone. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, just if you don't have confidence, fake confidence. Confidence is the one thing you can fake, and people believe you have it. If you oh, I'm shy, go talk to the girl. Okay, if you actually walk up and talk to her, then you're not shy. You've spoken your confidence into existence. So yeah, and a lot of people won't ever do that, and I have no help for them. What could I possibly tell them that's going to fix them? Nothing. But you're going to be lonely and you're going to be broke if you stay that way.
You have to almost look in the mirror and just tell yourself that you are the man.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, why do you refer to yourself as the talisman?
The talisman, it means a good luck charm. Everyone knows what it means. And I developed that name. I was given the nickname by some African guys I used to hang out with in Luton when I was very young. The point of it being that I'd saved so many people from so many bad situations, whether people have gotten into fights, whether people needed a wingman and there was a particularly unattractive girl they needed me to distract, whether they saw a pretty girl across the bar and they wanted me to go and approach her for them. I was always a good person to be around. They used to call me the talisman because I was always, I'd bring good luck and prosperity to the people around me. And I think that's exactly the same. Nothing has changed over the years. I think that the people who hang around me, they grow, they learn, they do better in life, they make more money, certainly, a lot of the friendships that I make. So I like my nickname. And I used to use it when I was fighting as well. No one really understood that, but it's just something that's always been around since I was 14 or 15 years old.